Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Monster Train. Ignore this run, I was just testing something out. We're gonna play another run. It's gonna be Hellhorned Melting with the molds. Yeah, that'll be fine. And I'm gonna try to win, obviously. But I'm gonna try to think a little bit more heavily about different ways of playing not only the champion, but the units and the spells that we have as well. No, don't have Evil Eyes on. What the hell am I thinking? I've had a run of bad luck lately, but I feel like I might be able to get myself out of it. I just gotta play a little bit smarter here. For instance, Hellhorned Queen Champion. She can function as a bit of a sweeper with one of her abilities that does like the AoE Imp Toss, but you don't have to have her function as a sweeper. You could always put her on like an upper floor, give her rally, and then mold back a whole bunch of imps that die out and burn out every turn, and put like a tank in front of her, maybe like the Harvest guy who gets +3/+3 on a Harvest. And then we can build her into like a boss killer instead of a sweeper and use spells to our advantage, like Vent and I would say torches, but we don't have torches, but like molting imps if we had them. You know, there's ways in which we can play this champion instead of just AoE Explosion, and I like the AoE Explosion because it's really freaking good, but she doesn't do much damage on her own without the imps to be playing every time. Conserve energy, units enter with armor. Let's do energy. Kill all imp units and deal 20 damage per imp. I think we're gonna go this path because we picked up 2 imps in our starting deck. We have molds, we can mold back the imps over and over again. And this doesn't seem like it's that bad of a choice. Yeah, we could go for queen imps, but if we do this, we're gonna add imps to the reform pool, and then we're not gonna be able to reform back, well, not dregs, but like drafts or other units if we have them. And the Imp Toss is really good for clearing out waves, so we'll go Imperialist. But we might want to go Imperialist into Rally. That way we can throw our imps and get the bonus for playing them and build a tank on the floor and, you know, build up more synergies like that. Retrash says, I've never managed to make Shardtail Queen work at Covenant 25. I mean, some of the, and we're gonna do the challenge. It's gonna be hard, but we can do it. I think this is the hardest combination because you're filling your deck full of imps to get value for the queen in 2 of the 3 queen paths, the third one being Rally. And so you're getting a lot of garbage in your reform pool, which makes it hard to actually reform out of it. But we're gonna try anyways. So I think we're gonna sack an imp. Seems pretty good to us. We'll sack a unit. Seems pretty good for us. And 1 train steward is enough to kill you, which is lovely. Now the question is, where do we play the imp? I think we ice the entire bottom floor and take 9 damage. I don't think we're gonna have a problem really with the boss. I feel like our largest problem is going to be dealing with the waves that are occurring over and over again. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this and this. I just want more units in the pool for Reformation. Bring them back. And now that we have a Burnout 3 imp, it can tank these hits on this turn and get thrown, do damage. You're taking 72 damage, which is beautiful. 1 train steward in the back means that we can live for an additional 28 damage. The Burnout train steward will just do an additional 10 though. This will do an additional 20. Actually, you know what? This, then this is 132 damage. That's pretty good. Okay, we're gonna get you. Oh. I wanted to blow you up with an imp. That's okay. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Welder Helper is very good. It's going to be hard to draw it in a 22 card deck. It's going to be hard to specifically reform it, but if we can play this on our queen, we can keep her alive over and over again. So I think unfortunately, and I do say unfortunately, I think we're going into a bit of a burnout build. And by burnout build, I mean kind of like burnout imp build. There's a heal card. We don't really need it right now, so we're just gonna skip it. Horned Warrior, Alpha Fiend, Demon Fiend. We conserve energy, but if we don't draw Demon Fiend turn 1, we won't be able to draw him again. Alpha Fiend multi-strike can do a lot of damage. I think it's worth taking over the Demon Fiend. If we had more like 7 energy turn 1, I think the Demon Fiend would be very good. But we're gonna go Alpha Fiend, but we're not gonna rely on these Alpha Fiend Demon Fiends. They're not strong enough to kill Seraph. What's our Seraph, by the way? Diligent, Devour Spells. That's actually not that bad when we're dealing with imps. So I'm gonna go for a melting unit. There's no like sweepers in melting or hellhorn, so we can't really build anything that can clear out floors. We're just gonna have to rely on our queen, I guess. But maybe we can build, you know, a burnout floor with the Lady of the Reformed. We would love to get some sort of draft in this deck, but for now, Alpha Fiend with the Lady Tank is fine, and we're just gonna buff her up a little bit. So that's honestly a very good shop. Dun 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 dun. Armor 10. The armor doesn't matter if we imp toss. All the units will still die, so that doesn't seem that bad. Now the big question is, can we keep you alive at the bottom floor? The answer is yes, but we have no imps, so we might not want to play you at the bottom, because next turn it's just going to be more clergymen and another conduit infiltrator. That seems like it's going to be a little chaotic to deal with. I do think that if we just play this at the top, though, nothing can stop us. So we might just want to do that, and then... I mean, you'll still live down here, and maybe I can keep you alive next turn, but I'm not really that intent on focusing on keeping you alive. I don't think that matters all that much, honestly. Because even this can't keep you alive at this point, so I'm just going to let you die. Yeah, we're just going to let you die. The boss is not getting through us. These units might get through us a little bit. The boss is not getting through us at all. You know, what I will say is, honestly, like, that's not bad, all things considered. And then you blow them up. We can get a Shard Tail Queen again for an imp toss. You know, that does... Oh, I can't even play it. Never mind. I was going to say it's not that bad, and it's not that bad, but it's not that good either. Take 8 damage. Now you're doing 35. You're going to burn out. First boss seems like maybe capacity says Cheese and Bees Baron. I think it all depends on what we get. As far as, you know, relics and units before then. That's going to be the big indicator. Fortify Ritual of Battle, Molting Imp. Molting Imp is like a guaranteed take. Draft is a guaranteed take. I don't like building Rage with this deck that we have right now, because we don't have a lot of Rage enablers. We have 2 Rage Imps, and that's it. We could build into Rage, which would be okay. Railbeater is also kind of like a semi-sweeper, except not really. If he pushes a tanky unit back and exposes the weak, fleshy support units, we can kill him more easily. But like... Deranged Brute is really good. I mean, we have 2 multi-strikers. Finding a way to rage up the multi-strikers would be really nice. Okay, we'll take it just in case. The other units weren't really that good anyways, so I think this is okay for the time being. What do we dupe? A draft is nice. I would like to upgrade it first. We could go for Pyre Health and Spells to make like a holdover cheap primitive mold, or You know, a cheap impressive that has maybe 10 magic power on it. We don't really have a lot of spells in the deck, much less a lot of spells to upgrade. Draft for a burnout floor would also be very good. I wouldn't mind paying for more upgrades on drafts, so I think maybe we'll go that path. Okay, Legion of Wax. Now we could dupe the Legion of Wax, but I don't think you do that. I think you just, you know, I think you go to the Concealed Caverns first. Copy a card 5 times. Now, here's a question. Do you copy 5 drafts? Or maybe you copy 5 Molting Imps. I don't know. Okay, 5 copies of a card. Man, I love big draft floors. They're so good. Because the Molting Imps would be really good at clearing out waves. You would probably guarantee yourself 1 every turn. That's kind of the job of the Queen, though. 5 drafts, you'd have to spend a lot on upgrades to make them all beneficial, but you can always reform them back. Let's not go that heavy into the duplication, but I am going to duplicate a draft. And I think I'm actually going to duplicate a Molting Imp as well. I know we're adding in a lot of cards early, but these are all good units and good cards that I want to see. Rage 2 sucks for our Queen. She's probably going to get toasted pretty quickly. Even the Legion of Wax is just like a terrible play, but like what the hell else are you going to do? Because you do 11 damage on hit too. Wow. Okay, let's... I don't want to take 18 damage on the Queen! This is a horrible draw. We also like desperately need upgrades for all of our units. Let's just like start here, and then you can kill that unit. You guys can kill that unit. I guess we could have like mold back the guy if he died, but you know, whatever. Anyways, Molting Imps, hey, it's perfect. It's exactly what I want. And then you'll die if I play you, and you'll get more armor. I don't really want to give you more armor, so let's play you up there. You don't inflict daze, do you? So we can do this. We can do this. You take 11, which is not that bad. And Deranged Brute doesn't really have any purpose in the deck, but you know, we can at least play him to get him out, I guess. You've really paid attention to that sound effect before. But, you know, I will fully admit I am not a believer yet in the run. I hope to be a believer soon. But we have to do some serious deck reconstruction here. Remove cards, add cards, upgrade cards, especially units. We got a lot of work to do. You know what? Just tank all the hits. Well, no, because... I mean, you can just go down here. And then we can just, like, tank a couple of hits. Take 14. You have infinite burnout. I really don't like the run, though. if in case that's not obvious, I really don't like what we've constructed here, but I'm still gonna go for it. Let's give you Rage. We can just play you. Our deck is too thick full of units, and these random molds aren't working. Maybe the drafts would have been better, but it's not like we got the Queen that would give us Rally. Queen Imp, Deranged Brute, Queen Imp. That doesn't seem that bad. You're taking 86. You're gonna take a lot of damage on this next floor, especially if we get Rage. We didn't. You're only taking 280. All right, well, let's just, you know, start this one up. You know what? You don't have to kill my Pyre. I can kill my Pyre myself. Let's do it again. That did not seem to go as well as we wanted it to. Now, targeted mold, 2 welder helpers, and a branding right. Now I'm thinking armor on the queen. Buff debuff removal, that's fine. Demon units get multi-strike. Oh, dude, absolutely. Now, do we want rally or another imp? We want rally. Very much we want rally now at this point, because we can stack armor on the queen. All right. Much better options. And much better optics here. Armor 10, who cares? You'll deal 1 damage to the pyre. It don't matter. You don't matter. So queen. Imp. Imp. She's living. I was concerned for a minute. I thought maybe I'd done something wrong. May have still done something wrong, but you never know. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're gonna die. I think I may have just, like, gotten you killed absurdly early for, like, no reason. Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's be honest, these units don't matter. By the way, you're a 55-15 now. So I guess you will come back over and over again, which is nice. You're burning out, deal 10 damage to the front enemy unit. This actually does get us another kill doing it like this. I mean, if I can reform her back and put her at the bottom right now, that'd be beautiful. Not quite, not quite. You have 1 HP. Block a shot. And we've only taken 4 damage, which is okay. But this is what I was hoping for. You're gonna have burnout 2. You're gonna at least kill 2 units? Like, really? Okay, look. Is it good? No. Just give me 1 more mold and then we have you. Beautiful. All right, that was not that bad. And you know, if we mold her back and put her behind, you know, Lady of the Reformed, she can live forever. Piercing, Ascend, Rage. Piercing, Ascend, Rage. Piercing, Ascend, Rage. We have no targeted damage spells. Piercing seems like it's the call. The Queen can scale in damage. We don't have a way of doing damage. I will admit Ascend, to ascend all of our demons, you know, up a floor or something could be nice, but for now, just give me an attack spell. Apply +10 and burnout 2 to a friendly unit. I'd rather have the burnout 5 to everything, I think. And Consumer, Lady, or Horned Warrior. Okay, well now this is the ultimate question here. Do we go for like an insane Consumer build if we can get him out, you know, we're loving life? Or do we go for a much more respectable Horned Warrior who still has multi-strike and 4 HP? I feel like you don't go Consumer unless you can play him immediately. Lady of the Reformed is also a very interesting choice, but for now, give me the damage. I'm gonna play very conservatively here. Because I feel like you can win if you play conservatively. And we're gonna try to roll, or we're gonna try to lean into the multi-strike here. Hopefully get something good out of this. Can't afford it. Rail Beater, Steel Worker. Gain armor or push 10 times 2. It's a tough one, but I really like gaining armor. Admittedly, you also have a lot of armor to start with, but just getting a raw tank I feel like could be pretty beneficial. Like, because I gotta think about it, like our queen, if she does 200 damage to like a squishy support unit, the Rail Beater's action is kind of wasted. We want her to do a lot of damage to the front enemy units that are usually tankier, I would think. Let's just take the Steel Worker and then buff him up. Where are you? There you are. +5, +10. Let's give you a little bit of health. Consumer or bust? I take the Consumer and I bust. I bust all the time. Bustin' it doesn't make me feel good, despite what the song says. Shoutail Queen. Will die, die, die. Except if we do this, we kind of kill everything. I would like to kill everything. but maybe we'd rather, you know, get a good horned warrior up here, put down 2 imps, they'll block both shots. That feels better. That feels a lot better. That feels a lot better. Use the imps as body blockers. That's kind of what they're here for anyways. And I'll admit, if we're gonna use the imps as body blockers, I really like the idea of a steelworker at the top to protect this guy. Yeah, let's protect you, and then we'll keep playing the imps at the bottom for protection. You're taking 9. I'd rather you didn't take 9. I mean, you're doing 50 damage on your own, which is really good. And I'll admit, getting these same imps over and over again is actually quite nice. Okay, kill you. You're taking 180. Look. Let's give it to you since you are gonna hit the armor. That's very good. It's very easy. She's doing a lot of damage on her own, which is what we want. Although she's not gonna do any sort of like AoE clearing, but you know what? That's fine. Rage 4, armor 5, and flame is just not worth it. Hidden passage could be worth it, especially if you put the queen behind another floor of tanks. Admittedly, you wouldn't be able to play any other units on her floor, so I kind of like leaving her spot open right now. But Ascend could be useful in the future, but I'm just gonna skip it right now. Targeted mold, I think you take it. Paraffin Thug, Lady, the Reformed Wickless Tycoon. One day I'm gonna take a lady, but dude, the Paraffin Thug is so good. If you can get kills with it, it's so much money. I mean, I've had thousands of gold before by taking Paraffin Thugs. So I think we're gonna, we don't need spells to be upgraded since we have essentially no targeted spells. I'd much rather try to like upgrade units. We don't have a unit upgrade. There's a Hellvent here though, for duplication. A card removal unit, okay, we're probably gonna go left here though. Let's go right for a unit. But yeah, I want units. And I want to upgrade these units as quickly as possible. Friendly units gain Extinguish Apply Armor 5. It's actually very good for the queen and her floor, building up armor. Strike, Resolve gain Armor 5. More of these choices, huh? We'll take the Rail Beater this time. I'm not a big fan of taking 2 of those guys though. Copy a card 5 times. Okay, we have the choice again. I hate having the choice again, but we got it. We could take like 5 welder helpers, which are really, really nice for the queen. The problem is welder helpers will go in front and block multiple hits, which is okay, but is it what we're really looking for? Not really. Could take another branding right. Could take another Paraffin Thug, more molds. Maybe we just don't take anything, you know? Do you just not take anything? Like, what if you copy a branding right? You get more armor output, you can keep your queen alive a little bit longer, you can also use it as an attack. We're gonna need to upgrade the cards because they're very energy intensive, but I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay with it? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. At least you have armor when you come out. Oh, but it's a low capacity floor. You know what? Screw that then. Build up this floor. So far, everything's going just fine. You know, you don't knock. You are the one who does knockback, not you. My bad. That's okay. Put the Horned Warrior up there. I'm kind of hoping that we can get the Paraffin Thug some kills, though. And now you've changed the floor so that you're in the but you're getting a kill anyways. It's fine. It's fine. But you knock enemies around. It's not fine. Okay, how are we gonna do this? 2040. I can't kill you. can mold back a Queen Imp. If we do that, the Queen Imp will block both shots here, which I actually really like. So we can give you some armor, mold back the Imp. You're taking all the shots and you're gaining the armor off of the Imp's death. Okay, you guys are about to be shuffled, but you're getting a kill. I love to see it. So we mold back the Imp again. If I put the Welder Helper here, it'll eventually get hit. Like if Talos moves in the middle floor, it'll hit the Queen, which knocks her back, but I think I'd rather just put another Imp down. If we're gonna put another Imp down, I kind of feel like we might as well mold it back so it becomes stronger and can act as a pseudo tank. Because right now it's actually living. And 50 damage is like, okay, it's fine enough. Let's give you some armor. Maybe there's a way in which I can kill you at some point. I guess we have a piercing card. It's in our discard pile, but we'll get there. Okay, this is all fine. 2-5. You're actually gonna kill the Imp, which is not ideal, but it'll do. Paraffin Thug's dying, which is fine. It gives us another reform trigger at least. And if we can reform him back, we can get money. So I like that. We're also doing 100 damage, which is kind of unusual. Unfortunately, the Queen is in the wrong spot, but you know, we'll make do. I don't want to mold back the good Imp. We'll wait for that one. That's not bad. You're taking 440. That is not a problem for us to deal with. Bring back the good Imp. I could let you move up and try to kill you with a Paraffin Thug. Like, let's think about it right now. You're gonna have less than 50 HP remaining, and after one attack, we kill you. We need to do 55 damage. You're gonna do 70. Okay, we can't do it. So just put you down. Now you're dead. I like the Imps getting really strong when they come back, but they still don't have a lot of health. Imply. Okay. Endless is very good. But if you play it on an Imp, the Imp is gonna cost you. Every time you play it, it's gonna cost you 1 energy. You'd much rather put that on like a Welder Helper that has burnout, because then you can play it for 1, it'll apply armor, it'll die, you bring it back and you play it over and over again. And we can bring back units with the molds. I don't think we need this. But just like a raw damage spell is very good for us. I think that a Lady the Reformed could be very good for us. You know, if a unit dies, we can just bring them back. But I also think that just getting another Paraffin Thug would be okay. Maybe stockpile a little bit of gold and then we'll go capacity so we can fit 3 units on the floor. I will admit we're not really getting a lot of value out of demons get multi-strike, but we didn't really get a whole bunch of demons. Get rid of a couple train stewards. You know, Rail Beater can hit 2 units and push them back. That's okay, right? Large stone. We don't need a large stone tank. Even though the HP is absurdly good. Strike push the attacked unit to the back. So you have 80 health. You have 80 health, and you gain more every turn. Maybe we do want a large stone tank that can tank for the Queen. We'll only be able to play 1 Imp per turn on the floor, though. Maybe we want to play the... we don't want to play her at the top, though, because we need to kill the Imps every turn. She doesn't have Imp Toss. Well, you know what? Can we give her Imp Toss? No, we can give her add an Imp to your hand, which is like the opposite of what we want. So we'll take the Rally. Because if we could give her Imp Toss, we could put her at the top and then build her up for the final wave. I'll admit, though, I kind of like the idea of just using the Rail Beater to knock around the enemy positions at the bottom. but it's gonna really screw up capacity unless we play the Rail Beater with like a Horned Warrior or a Paraffin Thug. I mean, the Horned Warrior just being big is also kind of nice. He's a 50 times 254. He basically turns into a Demon Fiend with multi-strike, which is pretty good for one. I mean, it's actually not that bad. Sorry, this is taking me a minute, but it's, you know, it's worth considering what we're gonna do here. I kind of really like the idea of the Rail Beater knocking around enemies, though. Let's try it. I don't really use this unit that often, so we'll give him a shot. And then if he's large, let's give him more health. Rage 7. If we're not building Rage, I don't see it. Instead, let's remove another Train Steward. Okay, 29 card deck. We gotta thin it out. We gotta really thin it out. Enemy units appear on each floor. This is the time to do it. They do 2 damage each. Who cares? Dun. So that's, how many? 7? That's 14 damage. I mean, we could even get some kills if we really want. You have haste! It's so bad! Okay, what about an Imp to block 9, Queen at the back, Paraffin Thug won't be able to kill the Clip Defender, and we don't really want him to act as a tank yet. I think we let these guys go. We know that they're gonna do 14 damage to the Pyre. I think we focus here. So it's gonna be Queen, Imp obviously. I think we just let the Paraffin Thug not get a kill, just kind of hang out and chill for a little bit. The Queen's gonna get a kill, but that unit lived to, oh, the 2 HP unit lived as well. Oh, well, that sucks. It's okay. We're not really doing our floor design that we really wanted, but I mean, we actually are just like really screwing it up, I think. Let's get you up here. Let's get you placed. Kill you. Pyre's gonna take an additional 10, so it's gonna take, instead of 14 damage, 24 damage on this fight, which is still not that bad. Paraffin Thug is not what we're looking for, but if we play him, he gets a kill. I can dig it. I think we'll give you the branding right. You only do 1 HP anyways, or 1 damage to the Pyre anyways. Yeah, we should have had the capacity for the Rail Beater at the bottom, but we just drew the Paraffin Thug too early. I mean, we don't even really need these thugs. It might be worth it to get rid of them. I mean, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, well, we could just dump them, but... for now, they're doing fine. Impalate. Well, it saves us damage. And then branding right, keep applying it. I want to make that branding right cheap and holdover if we can. And you're dead anyways, so it's all good. I might be able to like run the math and get a kill on Paraffin Thug, but like I don't think that's actually gonna be relevant at all here, so end it. That's fine. 31 damage. Where did that other damage come from? Gain 4 energy, ascend a unit and apply daze to. Sacrifice an imp. I will also admit, like, it could be tempting to build up like one super big floor of Rail Beater at the front, Steelworker behind it, and then behind the Steelworker, a Horned Warrior, and behind the Horned Warrior, Paraffin Thugs. Like, that might be something we could do. But for now, we're just gonna move on. I also think that stealth is very good. In fact, I think stealth is fantastic, because if we get this card, we can stealth our units, then play a Welder Helper, and the Welder Helper will die after applying armor. I mean, it's a game-winning card if you can upgrade it. I think we're gonna take it. And we will go spell upgrades. As I said, I think we need them. I think we need them, and I think we need to get rid of the standard imps and the molds, and I think we also need to get rid of hallowed drippings. But we'll start with a mold, and we'll alternate molds and imps, I think. Holdover. So if we give this holdover, our units won't get hit. If we give this holdover, we can apply a whole bunch of armor up to the HP of our units. If we give this holdover, we can do damage, but the stealth might be a little bit more important. What serif is this? This is buff debuff serif. So you're gonna purge stealth, and while we can still use this to apply armor to the imp, I actually feel like maybe the branding right would be better for the HP gain. I mean, a holdover Hornbreak that has 10 magic power is also fantastic. But let's go for the branding right. Maybe make something happen there, and then give this magic power, get a reroll, remove consume. Don't care. So we'll make this cheaper. Probably purge an imp. I'm getting a little bit more invested in purging as well. Fragile and multi-strike, silence, trample. I think trample is what we want, because if we apply trample to the queen, we can buff her up, and then if she overkills weak enemies, especially if they get moved back thanks to the rail beater, if she overkills enemies, she'll still kill the other enemies behind them. So I think trample is what we want here. Dun, 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 dun. Didn't run the math for the gold on kill. It must really be a holiday. There was nothing I could do to change it, is the thing. Like, even if I ran the math, there's no way I could affect it without just killing my paraffin thug, so I didn't see the point. Dear Nunu, welcome. How's it going? So spikes is dangerous, but once we get armor, the queen will live. So that's what I'm thinking here. Okay, rail beater. This is what I wanted, honestly. I don't know if it's any good right now, but you go out, and now we have to actually choose. Do we want to just block shots or trample? We're not doing any damage unless we play an imp, though. And we need to buff your attack a lot. I think we'll do it with the imp instead of the trample, because I can get a kill here. And now we're doing a lot of damage to you. It seems pretty good. And you know what? This is still fine. It's not ideal, but we can make this work. Put you at the front, and then we'll kill you. I could have also brought back an imp to do it, but I want the card next turn. So at this point, you're gonna do 14 damage to the pyre. I kinda just don't care. I think I'm just gonna let you go. I could kill you and play an imp, but that's 2 energy? That doesn't seem like the right play, does it? And if I play you, you're gonna die on him, and then... I mean, I kind of don't mind you dying on him. I think we want the armor. I think we're okay doing, you know, an additional 10 damage. Just don't play this paraffin thug up here. Gain armor 10. I can play the imp and it's not gonna change anything. I can play this imp and it's not gonna change anything. Like, if it doesn't change anything, then why do it? Get it out of the deck. It just clogs up your reform. Our pyre's gonna take a lot of damage here, but we didn't really get the draw we wanted. We don't really deal with these types of enemies quickly, do we? You're only taking 25? Good lord. mean, we need you to have more armor. I think we're just gonna die right here to the spikes. We're just not doing enough damage. And you wanna know what it is? It's the rail beater. It's kind of something I was hating. He's just pushing around the enemy so we can never kill this overcharged tank, and we can't kill the weak units behind him, and we can't kill anything. Like, nothing's dying. Like, mold back the imp to tank. I just gotta ice you. Actually, I think we're dead. Yeah, I think we're dead on this turn because he's gonna hit the pyre 3 times. Yeah, I mean, we just don't do enough damage right now. We don't have the units for it. We can't kill the floor. The rail beater wasn't doing anything. I mean, that's why the rail beater can be really nice, but I find it hard to anticipate what the enemies are gonna do. I know I could probably look at a list and be like, oh, on this turn, the enemy has this 80% chance of having a unit in the front and a unit in the back that's this and blah, blah, blah. You know, mixing up the enemy units, I'd rather just hit them.